I mean, it's a MAGA hat, whatever, man. The thing that's scary about this presidency is after it.
Trump's a wild guy. He's a wild guy. A lot of countries pitched in. Canada sent planes that helped us out, and Mexico sent firefighters. And Trump was like, make sure they leave when they finish. When he's running for president, he said this at a debate. He said the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, were eating people's dogs and cats. That really upset me because I live in Ohio. In fact, what's up, Ohio?
Picture this, Dave Chappelle on stage delivering a searing joke about the Trump's marriage. The audience gasps, then roars with laughter. Meanwhile, at Mar-a-Lago, a red-faced Donald furiously types in all caps, completely blindsided by the comedian's take on his relationship. It wasn't just another Trump joke, it was a calculated dissection of the carefully constructed image the Trumps have built over years. And it came crashing down with just a few sentences from one of comedy's most respected voices. The fallout was immediate, with Trump's team scrambling to respond. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button?
And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, this man doesn't pay his taxes. He shot right back. That makes me smart. And then he said, if you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do. And with that, my friends, a star was born.
Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Have you ever wondered what happens when a comedian pulls back the curtain on a powerful man's fake marriage? That's exactly what Dave Chappelle did to Trump. For years, the Orange Turd's PR machine has been hard at work, painting this fairy tale of Donald the business genius with his gorgeous model wife by his side. The hand-picked photo ops, the matching outfits, the choreographed appearances, it's all part of selling the Trump marriage like it's another luxury product slapped with his gaudy gold name. But Chappelle wasn't buying what Trump was selling. His comedy routine cut through all that nonsense faster than Melania Dodge's holding hands with her husband. He didn't just make jokes, he systematically exposed what many Americans have quietly observed for years.
They did something just because they thought that I might think that they were wrong. And I do. I think if you are fucking streaming that show, you're fencing stolen goods. They stole that from me.
So, Dave, how you doing, Dave? Dave? Hey, Dave, you think it's too early to make jokes about Diddy?
You know, the bottom line is no matter what happens to you, you gotta keep going.
You gotta keep going.
And bitterness is quite cumbersome. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network.
When Chappelle compared their relationship to a hostage situation, the audience didn't just laugh, they practically had that collective oh snap moment of recognition. What makes Chappelle's observations so powerful is how they're rooted in things we've all witnessed. Melania's body language has become its own kind of silent commentary, the way she physically recoils from Trump's touch. Those icy glares when she thinks cameras aren't watching. Her emotionally distant expressions that scream, "I'm mentally planning my escape," louder than any words could. As Chappelle pointed out, she's perfected the art of saying absolutely nothing while still making headlines. The Trump team has worked overtime to portray them as the ultimate high society power couple, but all that careful image crafting falls apart the moment Melania steps into frame, looking like she'd rather be anywhere else. Her infrequent campaign appearances and selective invisibility during public events tell us way more than any forced joint interview ever could. What's truly fascinating is how their marriage has been marketed as the ultimate status symbol, an over-filtered presentation designed to distract from the obvious lack of connection. Trump's whole identity revolves around being seen as a winner in everything, including his personal life.
And those communities are immigrant communities who tend to be very successful. They don't come to America to not be rich. And when he said that community caught hell. There was like a jealousy that ran through the community, and there was nothing I could do about it. A few miles over to Springfield, and eat lunch at the Haitian restaurant and let them know if I'm safe here, you guys are definitely safe here. And to be honest with you, I don't know what that was. It feels like I'm storming the beach of Normandy, World War II. but I gotta keep a happy expression on my face all the time. So imagine, all the danger storms the beach, but I still look like this.
That's why Chappelle's routine hit him where it hurts. Nothing threatens Trump's carefully managed image more than the suggestion that his trophy wife might actually find him repulsive. Chappelle didn't need to make up crazy stories or exaggerate. He simply held up a mirror to what we've all been witnessing for years: the disconnect between Trump's perfect marriage fantasy and the cold reality visible in plain sight. That mirror Chappelle held up didn't just reveal Trump's marriage, it triggered an absolute nuclear meltdown that proved everything the comedian said was true. While ordinary folks might laugh off a joke at their expense, our former president responded with a social media rampage that would make a toddler's tantrum look dignified. Within hours of the routine spreading online, Trump's thumbs were working overtime, pumping out all-caps rants that screamed of wounded pride.
20,000 Haitian immigrants were moved there by our government legally, and they pay market value for their rents, and they saved a lot of companies because they did jobs that the whites weren't doing. I live one town over from Springfield. Now, those of you who are from Ohio, I hope you know that's not what's happening in Springfield at all. What happened in Springfield is a lot of jobs went away. It's not that the whites couldn't do these jobs, but they were busy, doing other things. Heroin, sleeping on the streets, you know what it is.
His posts weren't just defensive, they were unhinged, frantic, and drenched in defensive desperation. According to those tracking the meltdown, picture someone flailing in a pool they swear they're not drowning in, and you've got the perfect image of Trump's digital breakdown. Every typo-filled, scrambled thought that appeared on his feed only confirmed what we already suspected. Chappelle had hit the bullseye on Trump's paper-thin ego. Behind the scenes, Trump's handlers were losing their minds too. Imagine being the poor staffer whose job is damage control after your boss gets roasted. Sources say there's probably a designated clean up the meltdown team by now, fully trained to handle post-Chappelle emotional crises. They tried everything, begging him not to post, suggesting delays, and eventually just watching helplessly as he nuked his own image with every unhinged message. Meanwhile, Fox News went into maximum deflection mode. Their reaction was described as peak parody as they desperately tried changing the subject to Hunter Biden's laptop, gas prices, and probably even Taylor Swift. Nothing says this comedy bit totally devastated our guy like frantically trying to talk about literally anything else. The beauty of what happened is that comedy accomplished what years of serious reporting couldn't. When journalists point out Trump's fabricated persona, his supporters dismiss it as fake news. But when a comedian strips away the facade and leaves him emotionally naked on stage, the reaction speaks for itself. Trump's inability to laugh, to show even a hint of self-awareness, revealed more truth than any investigation ever could. Great comedians don't just make us laugh, they make us see the truth. Chappelle's routine about Trump's marriage worked because it sliced through years of PR nonsense with razor-sharp wit. In just a few minutes, he accomplished what serious journalists couldn't. He exposed the emperor with no clothes. That's why Trump's reaction was so explosive. Comedy hits differently when it's based in reality. Truth hurts, especially for a man whose entire brand is built on appearing perfect. So next time you catch a glimpse of that awkward couple on your screen, you'll see what Chappelle pointed out. Not an illusion, but what was there all along.